Greetings fellow Bolton Wanderers supporters. This is my top 10 all-time Bolton players. Now what I've decided to do is pick not just on ability or even longevity, if that's a word, but the top 10 icons. They've all been icons in some way. Galvanising the team, galvanising the support, galvanising the town, and will be remembered forever. Number 10, Mr. Ivan Campo. Well, the wigs was enough, wasn't it? I mean, the sale in wigs went up in Bolton once he was signed. He played 173 games for Bolton, scored 13 goals, was loved by everyone in the town, and was shamefully treated, released at the end of his Bolton career without having the opportunity to say goodbye to the fans, and he indeed wrote a letter to that effect, an open letter to Bolton fans, saying how much he regretted that. Ivan Campo, a great player, capped by Spain, and one of the most successful of the Foreign Legion of world-class players, because Campo was class, that would have a worthy choice for number 10. Number 9 in the all-time top 10 greatest Bolton players, I've gone for Ray Westwood, and we have to actually go back all the way back to the 1930s to remember him, though I don't remember him, and I don't suppose you do either. Right, well, what can we say about Ray? Well, the first thing is, the first claim to fame was that he was Nat Lofthouse's favourite player. Yeah, that's something, isn't it, eh? He played over 300 times for Bolton. He scored 123 goals. He was capped by England 6 times. But that's not particularly why he's up there as an icon. It's down to the hair again. A very modern man. Had a hairstyle that was totally and utterly with it, and to such an extent that in 1933 George Formby gave him a ukulele as a mark of respect. How nice. Number 8 in the top 10 Bolton players in the history of the world, and I've gone for Yuri Djurkaev. What can we say about Yuri? Well, the guy won it all. He won the World Cup, not bad, eh? The UEFA Cup, the Cup Winners' Cup, the Coupe de France, and also he was runner-up in the League Cup whilst playing for Bolton. He played 75 times for the Wanderers, scoring 20 goals. The reason I've chosen him is that his presence, him signing for Bolton, made the football world sit up and go, "Ooh, wow, the eyes of the world turned onto us trotters. How nice." And he was one of those signings that galvanised or certainly encouraged other world-class players to come to us to come and play for Bolton. Bolton had arrived, and Yuri was really instrumental in that, in our progress. Number 7 in the top 10 of Bolton Wanderers players, I've gone for probably the biggest character ever to grace Burnden Park. Played with Bolton from 1977 to 79, played 85 games, scored 35 goals, including the goal of the decade, probably any decade. I think it was scored in 1978. Do I have to tell you who I'm talking about here? Okay, I will. It's Frank Worthington, the one and only Frankie Worthy. Incredibly loved by the fans, an icon in the truest sense of the word. Skill and cheek and an infectious grin and great humour. And of course that goal that he scored, which I think ITV, it was something like Sunday Soccer, whenever ITV would have this football show on, would start the show with his goal. Now it came towards the end of the 78 season, so they'd already decided goal of the season before the end of the season. Otherwise, it was a nailed on. Incredible stuff. Frank Worthington, number 7. Oh, some memories of Worthy. Oh, remember that headband he used to wear? For number 6 in the top 10 greatest Bolton players in the history of the world, nay the universe, I'm going to indulge myself a bit. He was actually one of my... I had 2 favourite players. One was Don McAllister and the other one was John Byram, Johnny B, the awesome JB, Predator in front of goal. Played from 1966 to 76, so these were my formative years as a young boy. So it would be natural that I would gravitate towards the senior striker of the team. Now, he played over 300 games for Bolton, scoring 135 goals. I once witnessed him walking the ball into the net at Walsall, away, in the mud, in the rain. The guy was a superb character, not quite a one-club man. He did play for Blackburn before signing for Bolton, and then at the end of his career, when Bolton released him, he went back to Blackburn. Was worthy of a cap. I mean, if he played today, he'd be nailed on as a forward, at least 10 caps for England. You know what? A decade playing for Bolton, I think he's worthy of his place. John Byram, JB, what a character. They said to him, you must have been pretty good at football in school. And he said, well, I was good at blowing the ball up. Number 5 in the greatest ever Bolton Wanderers players on the planet. He needs no introduction whatsoever, so I won't introduce him. Well, I'll just tell you that he was so good, they named him twice. And of course I'm talking Augustine Okocha, better known as JJ Okocha. 124 appearances for Bolton between 2002-2006. Some fantastic goals, incredible skills. He brought respect to the club. Always played with a smile on his face. Saved us from relegation. That goal he scored against West Ham, also in the cup that time when he curled that ball around the Villa wall and poked it went round and entered the net at the near post. It never been done in football before, and only he could have done that. He once released a record called I Am JJ. Nice fact. I bought it on eBay. Number 4 in the top 10, I've gone for David Bone Nightingale Jack, David Jack. Played 295 times for the Super Whites and scored 144 goals. Now, why have I gone for him? Well, how about 3 Cup Winners' medals? What an awesome player he was. Think Dennis Bergkamp. That was the sort of player he was. We can't remember him. Probably those who would remember him are now long gone. Anyway, now he was a Bolton lad, born in Bolton. 2 of his brothers, Rollo and Donald, played for Bolton, and eventually it was a world record signing fee that Arsenal had to pay Bolton for his services. They wanted the best. They wanted to become the invincible team, and I think it was Herbert Chapman who was manager of Arsenal. He targeted David Jack to be that piece in the jigsaw. Only 9 caps for England. Today he would have had 100 caps. Oh, the countdown continues and it's getting very, very exciting. We're into the top 3 now, and number 3 I've gone for present day man, Kevin Davies, or as he is known, Super Kevin Davies, the Bolton captain, the Bolton icon of today. 110% player, top guy on and off the pitch, great leader of men, Bolton captain, carried Sir Nat's coffin into the church in last month's funeral. A credit to the club. Number 2, I've gone for John McGinley. Now, many of us would say, in our lifetime, in our living memory, for those we've seen, McGinley is probably the greatest Bolton player ever to grace the pitch for Bolton. Absolutely. The guy dragged us up by our bootlaces, and his partnership with Andy Walker produced so many important goals. We had great cup runs, a great character, leader of men, there for the fans, man of the people, and a top all-round awesome guy. Super John McGinley, also capped by Scotland. And finally we come to the number one spot, and probably for all you Bolton fans out there, I do not have to tell you who, of course, is the greatest ever Bolton player, Bolton figure. He was more than just a player. People would say he was the heart of the club. He was the soul of the club. He was the club. You know, for us latter day, oh, that's a religion. For us people, you know, from his era all the way through until sadly he passed away last month. And of course I'm talking Nat Lofthouse, who should have been Sir Nat Lofthouse. He was deserving of that knighthood, was he not? I cannot believe some people. Why wasn't he knighted? What can you say about Lofthouse? The Lion of Vienna. He had his own nickname, the Lion of Vienna. He was the greatest centre forward for England. If you're thinking of a player, you know, to compare him with, I mean, I haven't seen him. You know, a number of people still alive will have seen Lofty. We're talking Alan Shearer. You know, brave as a lion, prolific in front of goal, 130% player, and Nat Lofthouse was a gentleman also, and very, very modest too. Not only was he a player, he was a manager, he was president. He, you know, he'd go around raising funds for the club. Probably would never ever have to pay for a meal himself or buy a drink for himself. I mean, everybody in Bolton loved him and would do anything for him. And you see, Lofty, he would do anything for them. He would do anything for Bolton Wanderers. He was the Bolton icon. And you know, the world's changed. You know, I look back and I think, well, is it possible that there can ever be another person like Nat Lofthouse for the club? And you know, I look and I think, well, actually I can't see that anymore, because the game has changed utterly and totally. Lofthouse was a one club man, born in the town, died in the town, played for the town, worked in the town, lived in the town. Phew, and there we have it, my top 10 greatest Bolton players, the top 10 of them, and some fantastic names there. Do you agree, or shall we agree to disagree? You let me know. You let me know where I've gone wrong, but you tell me where I've gone right also. Or is there anyone else that I've missed? If you think I've missed somebody, you let me know. And also, if you want to do your own top 10 on Bolton players or on your team player, you know, say you support Notts Forest, have a bash. I'd be very interested to see. And anyway, thanks for watching, and it's been fun. Bye for now. Bye.